disclaimer, I am not a doctor, nor have I ever claimed to be a doctor, but I did get trained and I did get hands-on experience. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. If you haven't seen my first few videos, make sure you check out the links in the description box below. That way you can stay updated on our journey. So with all that being said, let's go. So today I'm gonna keep it light with a Q&A video. So there was some questions that some people have been asking me, and I wanted to take this time to answer them. These are going to be based off of my experiences, my opinions. You don't have to agree with them. It's information from my perspective. So I hope you guys enjoy. So being a stay-at-home mom has really given me a different respect. Stay-at-home mom is someone that I never thought I would become after I had left my job. Now that I understand what it takes to raise a child and to be home with them, I really do give credit to a lot of moms who take care of their children and still go out and handle their professional careers. I think as we have children, we tend to focus on them rather than ourselves, and rightfully so. But we, as moms, forget who we are. We kind of lose our identity because we want to be better versions of ourselves, but we don't know who we are. Depending on when you had your child, you were probably still in school, you were working, you maybe had just gotten married, this is your first child, second, or however many you may have. Us as moms, we tend to not know what to do with ourselves when we don't have the children. And that's the main thing that I did not want to have. I wanted to still have my sense of self, but be the best mom that I could be. So I asked some of you guys to send me some questions, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer the ones that I think are more relatable to me and the ones that I think would be the most helpful. So the first question that I wanted to go over, how do I stay organized and on top of appointments? When it came to Nathan, as I've mentioned before, there were multiple appointments around the same time. So it became overwhelming and a lot, because if I had personal appointments or if Danny had appointments, I had to coordinate that in between. So for me personally, it helps me to write things down. I know we have phones, we have our notes on our iPhones or Androids, but for me, I remember things when I write them down. So that was the number one thing I started doing. And it came to a point where I started memorizing everything. Another question that I got was, if you're a working mom, how do you balance work life without feeling overwhelmed? I can only put myself in working mom's shoes and know how much it takes to raise my child. Every mom is different. Every child requires different care. Base your balance off of what your child needs. They come first. Work is overwhelming because it's something that is required of you so you can get a paycheck. I think that we see that we get out of it in a sense. You're taking care of your kids, you're paying bills, you're doing all of these things, but what are you personally getting out of it? Everybody in your family is taken care of, but you. I just encourage you to stay positive, but set aside that time for yourself, because it will definitely help relieve the pressure. That was, what advice would I give mothers who want to pursue a career? So that would fall into my situation, because I don't want to be at home forever. So I do want to pursue a career. My advice is continuing to take those steps while you're at home to set you up for that type of career. So whether that's continuing your classes in school, learning from someone in the field, I would just continue educating yourself. How do working moms deal with the guilt and sacrifices of being a working mom and going back to work? There's definitely guilt, and it's definitely a sacrifice, because you're missing out on some milestones and you're missing out on developmental things. In this time and day, things are a lot different. Women need to work. Both households need to work in order to survive, because things have just gotten that much crazier. So I feel like there is lots of guilt and lots of sacrifice, but it's all for a purpose. When you feel tired from work and you need a nap or a rest, let them be around you. Let them still know that you want them with you. It's not just because mommy's tired that you don't want to spend time with them. I would definitely encourage to video anything to keep you connected to your child during those moments. It would definitely help make you feel like you're not missing out as much. So this is one of my favorite questions. Do you socialize less because you're a stay-at-home mom? Yes, definitely socialize a lot less than I used to. If you know me, you know I was going out every weekend. I had a lot of friends. I did a lot of things. With COVID, I try to stay away from a lot of people as much as I can. Don't have the privilege of having someone watch my child all the time anymore. My mom used to help me a lot when Nathan was first born, but as she's getting older, it's getting a little bit harder for her. So I can't have Nathan sleep overnights anymore. If I do something for myself, it would have to be during the day. That way I can pick him up at night. That's something new for me that I have to get adjusted to. I have a few friends that I invite over to my home and they understand my situation, so they hang out with me. When I get invited to things, my friends understand why I can't come. So that means a lot to me because the invitation alone I appreciate, but if you understand why I can't make it, then it makes me feel a lot better. How do I feel interacting with working moms who have children? And how do I feel about how they view me? I feel a little less than them, in a sense. Even if they don't treat me like that, I feel like stay-at-home moms in general, like they're not respected as they should be. People think stay-at-home moms literally just stay at home and maybe do nothing, when in truth, it's so much more than that. Stay-at-home moms are taking care of the whole household. It's legit a whole other profession. You have to find a balance within all of that. Time management and prioritizing what I need to do definitely helps with all that. I feel like working moms think that stay-at-home moms could be doing more. Working moms have their challenges, stay-at-home moms have their challenges. So it's just depending on which side of the beam you want to be on. Another question I got was, does staying at home make you feel batty? And if so, why? Being a stay-at-home mom does drive you crazy, just a little bit, because you are isolated from the outside world. There's a pandemic, can't just pick up and go, especially with Nathan and his trach issues. I limit my guests because I can't control where my guests go. So I have to trust that they're being safe enough to come to my home around my child. Try to find things to do while I'm home. That's taking care of myself, whether that's organizing a closet, keeping the house clean every day, just keeping my day busy. I'm also in school, also trying to start a small business. I take Nathan to the park. I try to split up my day. And that was the whole point of the YouTube channel, to give me something else to fill my day with. Because even though I already have a lot, I don't want to be left with nothing and then I'm bored or I get depressed. Another question I got was, would I consider being a work-at-home mom? Now, because of the pandemic, people aren't able to leave to go to work, so they're being able to work at home, which I think is the best combination to be around your children and still have an income. I want to be able to contribute as much as I can. So I definitely do consider work-at-home opportunities. I'm always looking. The last question that I'm going to answer is, what advice would I give a mom who is thinking about being a stay-at-home mom? If you're thinking about possibly leaving your career and becoming a stay-at-home mom, I would definitely consider your financial situation first to see if it's even realistic of you. You have to be ready to handle that situation and be home. Some who aren't used to being home, it's going to be a hard adjustment. I think if you're a working mom or a stay-at-home mom, I don't think it defines who you are as a person. You are a mom that is handling her specific situation the best way you know how. Anytime that you want to make a change or adjustment in your life, definitely analyze the whole situation and all the possible outcomes, because when it comes to your children, you don't want to make a decision you might regret later. There was a few more questions that I was given, but I might save that for another video. So if there's something that you wanted to ask me about my personal life, being a stay-at-home mom, please don't hesitate to put it in the comments below. Definitely have taken my stay-at-home mom experience the best way that I can, and I hope this helps you understand who I am a little bit more as a mom. Make sure you hit that notification bell, that way you won't miss when I post. I appreciate you guys for watching. Until next time.